Hey there, folks. I just made a recording that had some really good information in it. Problem is, someone forgot to turn on the microphone. One of the things I talked about in there, I went for 13 minutes. One of the things I mentioned is that because of what I can do, and I've proven that through the years, to scientists, a genealogist, a genealogist, all kinds of people, FBI, Homeland Security, all those folks know about me. Like, for the few of you that don't know, the new people coming in November of 2012, they knocked on my front door, 2 agents. I heard the knock and I said, government. And it was 2 government guys. I saw 2 government guys, that's what it was. Imagine that. People, when you learn to accept your abilities, as you develop them and then learn to accept them, you have no idea who you really are and what you can do naturally. When I go into you and crank you up, it makes you super strong. And that still, it's extra energy, but you still have to use your abilities to get stronger. It's I had 2 different people. 2 guys come up to me and said, Jay, you cranked me up. You know, this is years and years ago. And I don't understand. Excuse me. Let me turn that off. And they said, I don't understand. I mean, I could feel the energy go in, and I'm aware, I feel myself stronger, I have more fortitude, but things aren't just coming to me, the visions and everything. I looked at them, and then I looked at my energy in them. I looked at his brain, inside it, everything was fine. And then I looked at him, and I see him as if he's sitting on a couch doing nothing. And then I go back and I look, and I watch what he does to use his abilities, and I got nothing. It was the same with both guys, almost word for word. And that kind of annoyed me. It's like, I give you a gift, I know you paid for it, but it's a gift that you can't buy. Except, you know, from me. And I'm like, what the hell? Or from Deanna, whatever. Back then it was just me. And everything I do is for other people. I have to maintain myself, but you look at my money, where it's come and gone, what little comes in, what I generate, you'll find out it's not mine, especially animals. Anyway, so I looked at him, and then I went to his spirit guide, his primary male, and I said, I'm not seeing him ever doing anything, not once. He goes, no, the guy sits there on the couch, he'll sit at the table, watch his TV, and he's waiting. He's waiting for the magic. And I got pissed. And I said, you know, you're not doing a damn thing to try to see anything, to use your abilities. And he said, no, I'm just waiting for it to happen. I said, what the hell are you doing? What's the matter with you? If you're given a strong body, health-wise, you know, and, you know, musculature, and you don't use it, you're going to lose it. Well, my energy, it ain't ever coming out unless I pull it out, or unless your body dies, and then, you know, the majority of it comes back to me. Then unless the physical body dies. So I'm like, I can't believe it. And he goes, no, you know, what do you know, and he's blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know, I can literally give you a Ferrari, drop the keys in your hand, and you're literally, that's basically what I did. And then you're bitching at me because you're sitting on your couch and you're not in your Ferrari going somewhere. I said, do you understand how stupid you're being? I mean, think about it. That's not ignorance and being unaware. That's stupidity. And he started using it. He goes, well, how do you try to see and everything? I said, man, you just got to practice, go look, feel into things. I said, I've done videos on that. I'm not going to spend any more time with you. I said, you're a disappointment to yourself. It's like someone who amasses a large amount of money and they just sit there and look at it. If you have any compassion, you're going to help someone with it. Metaphysical coffee time. Oh, I forgot. Right now it's 9:48. It was 9:43 when I first turned this video on. August 26th, Friday, 2022. So many people have had so much done for them as children growing up. Everything's done for them, and they become literally, in their own way, very selfish, arrogant. It's disgusting. Everything's was done on purpose. That didn't change till 2013. I started changing in 2012. 2010, there was some serious fighting going on with the original first being halves and myself, and then 2013, 2011, it got pretty serious. 2012, July 10th of 2012, there was a real big fight, and 1/3 of the original ones, or 2/3, I don't know, I can't remember. This body's 67 years old, but it's got so many problems with it, and I'm fading away, especially with everything I've done to it, trying to get out of here. So I do what I've always done, the best I can at everything I do. And what else can anyone expect from you? Nothing. If they do, screw them. You're not here to please other people. You were put here, you were created to please other people, the two halves of the original first being. They're dead. Everything they put in place is pretty much dead. I have to get out of here, and everything changes. I just twist everything around. It goes from abuse to compassion. When I'm out of here, within 8 to 10 months after I do the real nasty stuff, you're going to find yourself having the best time of your life. It's actually going to be the best time of your lives. So anyway, I'm ranting a little bit. Let me get away from that. I know, you're not stopping me. It's imperative to me that everyone be actually really free, to actually really have free will, with less than a handful of limitations put on them. That's what matters. I'm going to try to stir the air up a little bit. I know you can hear the fans a little bit, but I need to have a little more air moving. So anyway, while you're in a physical body, and while I'm in a physical body, I cannot go into you and show you where the first dimension came from. I can't. It's physically impossible. Because of the things that have been forced into people's brains by the original first being servants, often called angels, also called demons, because of that, people have a basic thought process, mindset that's in the back of their head that always seems to come to the front whenever there's a question and there's no understanding, no knowing. The physical mind reverts back to the fail-safe information. God is good, angels, yada yada. All that's going to change. It's going to be replaced with reality. Anyway, when you're out of your body, I can show all of you how it all started. But when you're out of the body, you really don't care. It doesn't matter. It's just that we have so little access to real information that we want to know as much as we can. And we know things are false when we're in a body. When you got out of your body, when your body dies and you come out, went to the other side, this has been going on for over 2.8 quadrillion Earth years. That's how long spirit has been going into physical bodies. Started with Lily and I, over the first 100 million lives, with just me and her, and then also there was plant, spirit having bodies, there was planetary essence. that was in the body of like reptiles, stuff like that. They were like velociraptors on steroids. Anyway, let's move on back to the very beginning. Okay, now as far as I can go to start, we first want to define creation. What is it? Is creation us in the world we live in right now? Yes, it is. Is creation something that started a long time ago with Adam and Eve? No Adam and Eve, but there was something similar. Was it the creation of the stars? It was before that. Well, only God would know. Again, there's no God. There is no such thing. And what was having you call it God is dead. Dead and gone. Since May 23rd, 2013. In the very beginning, there was a dimension. There was only one dimension, and it's called the first dimension because it is. Dimensions don't go like you think they do up and down. I'm going to do a video on this. People think the more they go up, they can go up to the... I'm a being of the 25th dimension. Folks, you've been fed crap and you chewed it and you took it for granted that was a good meal. Please spit it out. Do whatever you want. It's your life, as long as you're not abusing someone else. I have no right to say anything because you should have free will. And you all aren't being controlled by the original angels like you were, because they were original angels, demons. They were the original servants of the first being. And by the way, I've talked about having killed basically almost all of them. There's a group of them that were awesome. You know what they did when the war was going on? Book number 2 of the Creation series. Creation, its journey evolving into paradise. Excuse me. His heart is I would say bothersome, but I enjoy it. The more it acts up, the closer I am to getting out of here, or the closer I come to it. My freedom. Anyway, when the fighting started, especially after I killed the original ones, their servants came after me from everywhere. There were trillions of them. Trillions. A trillion, no. Many trillion, yes. So, let's just say it was over 10. Okay. I'm not going to go to try to find the exact number right now. It doesn't matter. There was tons of them. Out of all those angels, they kept coming at me, attacking me. I kill them. They come at me, attack them. It was like one of those stupid fly machines, the mosquito machines or whatever. The bug zapper. The bugs fly to the light and then boom, zap. They wouldn't stop. And one time I had 7 of them attacking me, and I just put them in a sphere and set them over there. I made it crystal clear so it'd be easy for them to talk with me and for everyone else to see what I was doing. I wanted people to see, especially all those other angels that were hanging around watching. And I said, why do you keep bothering me? Because I'm just going to kill you. You've watched me do it and do it again. He goes, no, you can't kill us. I said, what? He said, you can't kill us. We're energy. We can change from one form of energy to another, but it's still us. I said, okay, watch this. I took one of them, and I literally put in so much hard energy, it burned them. They were looked like burnt black plastic. And then, poof, I just spread it out, and it goes into nothing, and I disassemble the rest of it. It becomes teeny pieces of heavy particulate matter. And then they started getting all freaked out. And when you do that, when you kill an angel, or when you kill a servant, the original first being servants, when you put energy into them, and then you start pulling, it's like solidifying them, and then you start pulling them apart, they put this real horrible scream. And then, and I did that to one of them, and I said, see, there's no energy, there's nothing left. And then, I got rid of the rest of them. And then here comes some more. There's like 100 of them. Put them in a sphere, did the same thing. And after that, there's like 1,000 of them. A little over 1,000. I don't care. It's just say 1,000 of them. Did the same thing. And then at that point, I was furious. And I looked up and I said, hey, okay, who's next? Come on. I'm in town all week. Right here. Man, if that doesn't sound arrogant. But that's what I disliked about the second book. I was half of all the fighting. The other half was everything else attacking me. They wouldn't leave me alone. I didn't go after them at first. They wouldn't leave me alone. But very seldom would I go after them, except people calling me. This one young lady, something happened to her father. And she said, I saw energy push him down the stairs. And I went and looked. I saw a couple fae hanging around. There was a tree elf. There was what I call a forest elf, a regular elf. And then I saw this angel energy come in with this nasty attitude and literally broke his arm on the banister and push him down. Broke his right arm. Right above the elbow. Just snapped it. I'm like, so needless to say, he's gone. Yeah, this should be mellower for people on Metaphysically Speaking, but whatever. You need to know. With me, number one is compassion. Love, compassion. But what's actually protecting that is protection. Is fortitude. All I want is what's best for everyone, individually and as a whole, but the whole has to come first. Someone doesn't get 2 sandwiches when another person's hungry. Okay, basically, that's what it is. But it doesn't matter because I got plenty of sandwiches. There's plenty of sandwiches to go around for everyone. But this abuse stuff's going to stop. So anyway, the reason why I brought this up, really, is there are some angels that had to, when you go to protect something, when that's your job, when you protect something, you learn to have compassion for it. And these other original first being servants, they're, 1% or less, 2% or less. Archangels were 7% lower frequencies or less. And then you had the original ones had their own servants that were like about 27% average, between 22 and 27% lower frequencies. They were vicious. So anyway, these other angels didn't attack. They didn't attack me. They had no reason to, and they knew it. And these other angels, servants, original first being servants, that's what they actually were. If they did something bad, then we called them demons. They would show themselves as demons. Otherwise, they'd be beautiful, high frequency, which is what they were anyway, angels. Okay? They're hanging around a friend of mine, Timothy Palmer Jones. There's well over 1,000 of them, but Timothy's got 100 plus on them all the time. And I've cranked them all up. These guys are powerful. The only other angels that are left are original first being servants, as you want to call them. The archangels, they're all gone except for Archangel Michael. And he was awesome. Again, what is he known for? Protecting. So what happened? Through his having, working and taking care of everything, he grew compassion. He had those frequencies. He was light energy. He was high frequency energy. His compassion grew and grew. He knew it was wrong. The original ones would say, you go do this. And he'd go, see ya. He was out of there. They couldn't control him. And I protected him. He and I are just brothers, literally. I mean, we love each other. And so he's cranked up like, wow. He's not like an atomic energy plant. He's like a huge, huge star with all these different frequencies coming out of him. He's waiting for me to get home before he really goes to town and you see him here. He's doing stuff on other planets right now. Remember, there's a lot of them. It's over 8 trillion planets that have over 1 billion people on them. Cheers, salud, kampai. You only do that with alcohol. You don't do it with water. Water's one of the best things for you. Why not do it with it, right? I love my coffee. That's a quadruple double espresso. Anyway, you're going to run into Reverend Timothy Powell Jones a good bit in this. He's a reverend. He understands. When you go into a church, I've never been in I have been in the synagogue and stuff like that, but I'm familiar with churches from my immediate beginnings, as a child. You could feel so much love in there because there's so many good people that get together. They want to express their love. They're looking for answers, they're looking for help, but these people have a lot of love. It's important, it's imperative to me that these people find out the truth and know, number one, they were lied to and abused. But even more important than that is that they are loved. And what cares about them, which is Lily and Ara, is so much more powerful than anything's ever been or ever will be. And I can control that very easily. The way when I was made stronger than anything else. I was worked on and manipulated until I had the ability to see frequencies like nothing else. The original first being halves did that on purpose. Why? Because if something new comes up to them, like another being comes out of the actual first dimension, that's where these first beings are made. And I'm going to stop what I'm doing here in a minute and go right into that, okay? But they were afraid something bigger would come out, and something that had more lower frequencies. And then they were afraid to be in trouble. So they made me as strong as they could, and they started beating me up, watching me grow. So, but they kept beating up everything else and abusing everything, and so anyway, they're dead now. But they made Lucifer in the very beginning. We're going to go there in just a little bit. They knew they were going to come together and release a third of their energy and create more beings. But they wanted these beings to be easy to beat up and manipulate. So they took away the lower frequencies, which in the very beginning, before something grows, it has more core strength. So they needed to make something really big and strong that would be like a warden that could control this negative energy, this negative original source energy that they were going to release, because they knew they were taking a third of their energies, the most you can, and put out there to create new life. And they took, they cleaned it up to where I think it was about 93%, maybe anywhere, somewhere between 93 and 97. I don't remember, and I'm not going back to look. It's in the books, okay? It's in book number 1. So they knew they were going to pull this nasty stuff out, and they needed something strong enough to protect it. And they wanted to be able to control it and not have it be a problem, so they didn't want it to have 27.5% lower frequencies like they did. And for some reason it goes like 7, 17, like in souls. Now, fields of essence and source, they have under 2% lower frequencies. So anyway, they created this huge being, the first protector. And they said, okay, we're going to release this, and you need to, and it was about 20% lower frequencies. And they said, we need you to keep an eye on this stuff, to control it. Okay, it has to be kept away from us, most importantly, and anyone else. Little flicker. So they did. And you know what name the first protector? You know what name has been given? Especially here on this planet in your lives? Lucifer. The quote-unquote angel, or actually first servant, that supposedly went to the dark. No, never happened. Was Lucifer. That's the one they're talking about. It was creation's first protector. But it protected them. They were concerned this nasty stuff will grow and get real strong. And attack him and kill him or something. So, the original first being the original first being itself could create and build, take stuff that existed and create it, which in order to create something, you have to have something. That's just the way it goes. That's even the way it is that's the way it's always been forever. I don't know what's going on when I get out of this body. My energy's mutated so many times. It's 6-7 times now. The FBI call me the freak. Well, there's a reason for that. Anyway, when you hear Lucifer's name mentioned, he's not the devil. There was never a God, never a devil, no such thing. But if the person that acted out those roles, that did those things and put those names to it, was the original first being halves. Your God is also your devil, or was. It's dead, but it's disgusting. Okay, let's get going to the very beginning of creation. The information I just gave you is important for the foundation that you're about to build on. Okay? I don't have a donate button for here and there, and I'm not saying anyone shouldn't. People should have a way if they have no way to make money, then people need to have money coming in to support themselves. So I'm not saying anything negative about it. I'm saying for me personally, I don't have it. I take care of others that take care of me. And I put a lot of money in there. The money from these consultations I give, it doesn't go to my name. It goes out to the spiritual foundation, and the spiritual foundation does what? It keeps Deanna living. It keeps me living. It helps animals everywhere. Always has, always will, until I take the animals when I'm gone, when this body is finished, dead, and I'm free. It's always been about everyone else. I've been cut down all my life. You need to take better care of yourself. You give too much away. Keep more for yourself. I was told once by a certain group of doctors. They said, you generate a lot of money. We have the information right here, and you give it all away. We want you to keep some of that for yourself to make yourself happy. And I looked at them. I started smiling like this, and I said, you really don't get it. And they said, what? I said, that's what makes me happy. I mean, it's as simple as my face. That's what makes me happy. That's my job, to serve and to care for and protect when necessary with a vengeance. And I'm the biggest, baddest thing there's ever been. And I'll joke with myself and a lot of the people I've been with for a while, and if this doesn't seem arrogant, nothing will. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I fear no evil, because I'm the biggest, baddest motherfucker in the valley. I'm proud of what I am because of what I do, which is help others, and that makes me happy. And whether you like it or not, I know that makes me a good person. It's part of what I am. It's what I do. But when something starts abusing others, all the love I just had for it, it's gone. It's like I'm looking at cold ash in the fireplace that's been there 3 months. And you try to get them to stop once or twice, and after that, deletion. So, anyway, okay, like I was just saying, un momento, pario favorio. I butcher every language. Oh, that's good. I wanted to have a wine time too, have a glass of wine and talk with you all, but some people can't drink. That was done to the Indians intentionally, the red race, because they came literally from me, from myself and the earth and Lily. All the Adams and Eves, the Adamic race, we brought them. She and I, and then other of our children later that we had, we've brought in all the different planets and created the physical bodies for the indigenous people. 5 different races. I'll bet you didn't know that Martin Luther was the excuse me, Martin Luther King was a father. He was the like a neutral tone, sand tone, because his body that he made when he came here with his literal source mate was from the desert, from the sand, and they had that neutral looking skin. It's a gentleman in France that was the Black Adam, him and his better half, the Eve. Anyway, because Lily and I created the red race, then the original first being female and male, as soon as we made the bodies and left them, they went into them and mutated them. So as they started growing in size, they all had a genetic mutation to not be able to handle alcohol and some other issues. But the original first being was extremely vindictive, and again, I'm trying to go back into that. What I've told you now is stuff that so far is stuff that I hope you can relate with relative to what I'm about to tell you. There's a reason behind what seems to be a temporary loss of track, okay? In the very beginning, there was one dimension, and only one. And energy fields started to come together, coalesce. They were living together, but then they started to come together to coalesce in a given area. All these different energy fields. And this accumulation of energy now has a energy field around it, and it is the first dimension. No one can get in there, and right now it's frozen. There's no way what I'm going to explain to you can happen again. There's 4 new first beings ready to come out. There was another one that was ready to come out next. It was 87.5% negative. It's dead, as it should be. If something really needs to be done, I can leave my body at night, and I'm still attached to it, like with a thread of energy, and then go deal with whatever, and then come back. Lots of times I'm talking with Alan like that. The Alliance of Life that started as the Alliance of Planets, and then it soon became the Alliance of Life when a major change was made in there. I believe that's in book 2, might be book 3. I don't remember. If you get the books, okay, whatever you want to do is great, fine. Please consider getting book 1, then book 2, then book 3, and read them. So many of you are so intelligent, you can read so fast. Don't. Because there's so much information in there that's never been anywhere. You can't just consume it all. You're not a computer. It doesn't, it's going to come back and bite you when you're trying to see something you won't understand. And I'm not going to be around, to tell you, and I can't reach all of you. I've had over 2,000 consults. You think I can talk to those people every day? There's a reason why it's very difficult to get a hold of me. And it's not because you don't matter, it's because I can't handle it. Not in a body. Out of body it's a joke. That's nothing. Nothing. So anyway, you have these energy fields start to coalesce, come together, and just kind of exist together. And then some of them were pulled into each other. They just attraction, and this is energetic. Excuse me. There's a little physical mass in there, not much, but a little bit. It becomes like a chemical reaction. And there are 5 major fields. Excuse me. I've been having a hell of a time. This is why I want to hurry up and get this information out again in a more viable, usable, soluble format, so I can get more of the important stuff to you for right away. Okay. So there's 5 major fields of energy that must come together to create sentient energy or spirit. 5 of them. Maybe the most important, but then again, without any of them, you're not going to have it. So they are equally important, but the largest of them, and the one that has the biggest part to play in those 5 energy fields, is a form of electromagnetic energy. When you're in a body and you go to the doctor and do the EKG with the little analog wave, what's that? That's you. That's you inside the body flowing through it. When a baby is stillborn, there's no life in there. If you hook up that machine, what do you get? Nothing. Why? Because there's no energy inside it to make the body come to life. The body's a shell until you're in it. But once you're in it, and you go through the body, and extend yourself through the body, through the heart, through the pineal, through the solar plexus. You learn about, you develop, okay? The problem is you've all been developing with way too much pain, way too much abuse. Idiot. I just had like a drill bit come in, hit me right here in the head. And when you feel that sharp, piercing pain, it's always an attack. It was male energy. First thing I do, I get attacked, I just look at it, and I perceive male, female, what is it? What are its frequencies? What kind of energy is it? What kind of spirit is it? And he basically was saying, you will not tell them those things. You will not say that. You will not change creation. Well, not only can nothing stop me, he doesn't exist anymore. Now, why the hell would you believe that? There's no reason. Over time, things that I tell you are going to make more and more sense. I've had people that were very strong seers come to me, and because they are very strong seers, they were messed with hard. Because the original first being male and female, when they were alive, they didn't want anyone to tell anyone about what's real, because then people would know how abusive and nasty they are. And when you get out of your body, they'd still be the same way, and they'd be beating you up with their stronger, what they call angels, their stronger servants, about 7% lower frequencies. They control you. They're all gone, except for some good ones, like the ones hanging around. Timothy Palmer Jones, he's in England. Anyway, you'll meet him in a couple of videos I'm putting together. It's taken me a long time to do it. I'm trying to get used to living on my own, doing things, everything for myself. Even getting the mail, it's 75 feet to the mailbox, and my knees are shot, and I don't take pain pills. So anyway, and setting up this podcast stuff, it's kind of rough. Anyway, I wish that damn heart would just stop. Okay, where was I? Oh yes, coughing. Oh, I'm saying something about the angels and everything else. Anyway, I might be able to come back on track here in a little bit, but for now, let's get back to the main topic at hand. I can deal with pain and discomfort. I've been doused with gasoline in a work accident. It was an accident, well, except controlled by the other side, the original first being male and female. And I got literally coated with 10 gallons of gasoline and lit on fire. And I burnt 60% of my body. I understand pain. Anyway, the heart, it just, it goes like this, and then it'll stop for a second, and then it starts going up, and then I breathe out, and it's like this. I went to a lung specialist, and he said that they said, it was a group, and they said that about half my breathing problem is my heart. But I have the other half. I have some kind of chronic lung disease. It's a dying lungs. It doesn't get any better, it just gets worse. But I was actually born with COPD. I don't know if it's because my actual physical body's birth mother was a chain smoker or what. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, getting back on topic. So we have. I was talking about the energy fields that create sentient life. So every time you see an EKG, something like that, that's you, people. That's you. That's the real you inside this can, this container of jail cell of flesh. If the new body's coming or energetic, if you want out of the body, you just release it and you go home. You're going to see the other side, talk to the other side. You're going to be energy bodies. It's like the Fae, but it's even it's like the Fae bodies, but they're even a little bit lighter. What do I know about the Fae bodies? Lily and I made them. Every planet they exist, we made the Fae bodies. Anyway, the stronger you get, the better you see all this stuff for yourself, but you have to start by learning how to trust yourself. And then as you trust yourself, you're going to see more, and you're going to have your own proof over time that, yeah, you are the real deal. Yes, you are seeing it. Period. I've always said since the beginning, you people have no idea how awesome you really are. And I didn't say that so you could become arrogant. I said that for you to learn how to appreciate yourself. Arrogance, where did it come from? Original first being male and female halves. Anyway, so back to creating sentient life. These frequencies, these 5 different frequencies are necessary to create sentient energy or spirit. You have to have them. And when a stillborn baby, doesn't have any spirit inside, there's no battery. It's like getting a race car, toy race car, or a doll or something at the toy store. There's no batteries in it. It doesn't work till you put a battery in it. So when you're created, there's a soft chemical reaction plus all this energy coming together. The energy coming together releases it's energetic chemicals. I don't know how to describe it. It creates new energy, which has different effects on you. Okay? And this is in creating an initial first being. Okay? Not you personally, but the initial first being that all of you come from. Okay? And every time all these other ones that are out there, there's 4 more. Okay? They're coming out, and I'm going to take care of them, fix them before they come out. Our original first being, when all the energy frequencies had come together along with something else I'm going to describe, heavy particulate matter, when it was finished creating, it had 27.5% lower frequencies. But when it took from itself and created, it go from 0 to 2 for essence and source. And then from there, when they released the souls, it was 7, 17, 27, 37, 47, 57, 67, 77, 87, 97. Stephen King, you want to see 97? There you go. That last pope, that was Benedict, 87. Now, if it's just energy, why would it have different amounts of lower frequencies or negativity to it? It's energy, and you wouldn't think that'd really have much of that, or does it, or what? Heavy particulate matter. There's none of it left in the first. Sorry, jerked the hell out of myself. There's no heavy particulate matter left in the first dimension, where where all the original first being types are created. There's no more in there. While this body was sleeping, I went in there and I took it all out, and it's locked up in another dimension. No one can access it. Just like Lily, the big body of Lily, nobody can access her. I've got her hidden, locked up, and nobody can get near her. The only thing that can access her is me, and only when I'm out of body. This other part of Lily with me right now, she's with me most all the time when I have a body. She's really strong, but she goes through hell too. Anyway, so when I crank you up, you get some of her energy too. And it's not like a man's going to be more woman-like. That doesn't happen. But she does. Her love is stronger and a little more pure. And like a planetary essence, all planetary essence is female. She is the epitome of a mother, of a loving mother. Her body that she walked out of, like I walked out of as Aramelius, out of body, I had walked out of the energy field that was all around me. It became sentient. I just walked out of it and let it be alone, let it be itself. And other people have come from there. Alexis Hart, he's Aramelian energy from that field, very strong. Jonathan Rich, who he really is, now that his body's gone, who he really is, he's the same thing. He was the first one to come out, the solar plexus energy. And Alexis Hart, he was the fourth one to come out of it. And then he's Hart. You talk with Alexis, he's Hart. It's Alexis Hart. Alexis is Hart, basically, is how it is. He's got the coolest dreadlocks, man. I love that guy. He's awesome. If you have a problem with him when you're talking with him, then just relax, slow down, and see what it is about him that you don't like, and try to understand what in your life has made you feel negative towards that one particular, character or item, whatever. And then you're going to get what from that? More understanding of who you are and what's been done to you. Something I've always liked to say, mind like parachute does not function when not open. It's simple analogies. I'm simple. Why do I talk so simple? It's not because I'm so damn smart and smarter than everybody. Hell no. I'm aware more because of what I am, but I'm not smarter. So I never finished college. Didn't want to be there in the first place. And my intelligence, I will say this, my IQ's pretty damn high. It's not genius, it's below it, but not by much. It's nudging up against it. But when I had those tests taken, I was book smart. Now, generic, like life smart, whatever, it's different. So anyway, part of becoming yourself and learning who you are is by having information introduced to you. It's data. Relative to the, numerologically speaking, it's the number 8. Excuse me. Numbers mean more than just one thing, but there's a basic understanding to it. Number 4, literally fortitude. Okay? 2 is compassion, companionship, coming together, harmony, understanding. First you have number 8, which is data, and you grab the data, like I'm giving you data. You access it, it's given to you, you take it, you bring it into you, and then between the heart, which is one way that Alexis can help you, is from understanding the heart energy that he has as he tells you things. You're going to feel what works with you in your heart, and then the heart takes that information and goes up to the hypothalamus, down, up. It's continuous, and that gives you your initial and continually changing understanding of things. That's how you develop. And then the number 9 is wisdom. What's wisdom? It's your collection of understandings. You can say that a wisdom is a medical degree I got in Oxford. Well, there's a collection of understanding that came from that, but it's narrowed along a small path. I don't have a path. I'm open everywhere. And the more you begin to open up and try to access and feel and understand, the more you're going to grow, the more you're going to be able to see, the more you're going to believe in yourself, trust yourself. There's no such thing as a racer who's any good that hasn't wrecked a hell of a lot. There's no such thing, at least in the old days, of a mathematician who never made a mistake, because if you look, he's gone through a whole lot of erasers. Now today you hit delete. So you can say there's no mathematician that doesn't have a worn out delete button. We learn through our experiences. We learn through our actions. We learn by becoming active. So these minimum of 5 different energy fields come together and start to create sentient energy. Now, where does the negativity come from? Heavy particulate matter. There used to be plenty of heavy particulate matter, and as all the different energy fields started coming together, excuse me, kind of coalescing. I keep getting the word coalescing. To come together to be in one neighborhood, not to become one, but to come into a neighborhood, to be near each other and each other's basic proximity. Heavy particulate matter got pulled in there too. Everyone's, these different high frequencies, okay? Now, if you pull heavy particulate matter in there, and it starts to bond with those frequencies, instead of the frequency being like this, it'll start being like this. You have more lower frequencies. Now, in a way, that's a kind of power. Okay, it's strength. But the problem is, it doesn't give crap about anything. So, it's like a rheostat. that it goes. It doesn't take something super high and make it super low. There's degrees in between. That thing that was in the next original first being that was ready to come out. It was next in line. It was close. It was 87% lower frequencies. Now, we all come from the first original being that made itself male and female to get rid of this, horrific situation called loneliness. It was the first alone. That will drive you crazy, and it did. It didn't make them totally crazy, but it messed it up until it became two, similar but different. The creation of male and female. Very first time it ever happened. So anyway, it was 87%. Nasty. It's dead. It's gone. Destroyed. So the original first being. And when we have lives, especially when we're higher vibration, they're strong, very strong, beautiful, strong, but I want to talk before I forget. But the thing is, as you're having lives and you push kind of hard, way too hard, but that's why we're getting rid of the physical bodies. As you use your frequencies and they develop, they become much stronger. And high frequency, once it's really developed and strong, wow, that's really strong. But when something is initially created, the lower frequencies are stronger. And so many people think, oh, I'm just soul, I'm not, source, and I want to be the best. You have no idea how awesome soul is. And I really wish you did, because all of you need to appreciate who you are. There's wonderful stuff coming because I owe it to you. Lily owes it to you because of who we are. That's all we want to do. Lily doesn't owe it to you. Personally, I owe it to you. But Lily is the same way. So I won't put that on any person, but especially I love everything. And I pretty much love everything equally, but Lily, she's my spirit mate. She's the most important thing to me, but everyone is still paramount. I've never wanted a thank you for anything I've done. I mean, you say it, I appreciate it. I want you to know I appreciate how you feel. But it's important to me because I need to do it. I need to do it. That was the part of my original format that I kept to serve and protect all of creation. And that's why I'm so mad. It's because I'm still stuck here. And those of you that know me, you know what I've gone through trying to get out of here. And I got so close to finally killing this body, and then I just got mentally shut down by the other side. They literally went in the hypothalamus, boom, knocked me out, and then let loose, and I came up, tried again, up, down. They were all afraid of me coming out, so mad and angry. They didn't know I was going to do what I did in body this time. I couldn't tell anyone, because otherwise it would have got back to the original first being male and female, and then it would have been a lot harder for me to get started to do the cleansing I've already done. Anyway, that's input you can use for a later time, but so this heavy particulate matter gets pulled into this coagulation, this coming together, and I mean forming to make one, different energy fields. Okay? So the heavy particulate matter slows down the frequencies, stretches them out. They get more to be lower frequencies, and that high vibration, they're lower frequency. And they can tend to be more negative about things. So that's where they come from. All of us came from the original first being halves. We all come from the original first being, but not until after it had split into, two similar but slightly different parts, one male, one female. When something's 27%, no, it was 27.5, but other than setting them aside, when everything else, when it's 27% lower frequencies, that does not mean they're a bad person at all. But they are indifferent about a lot of things, and they don't have a lot of compassion. They might, so now, there's a few that do, okay? There's a few that have a good bit of compassion, but it's just not the same when you have the lower frequencies messing you up. I can and have fixed that out of body, and I will continue to do so. As long as the people say they want to do that, I'll do it. Period. There's no money, there's no nothing. Just what you got to do is ask. And I am happy to comply. When I do that, I'm performing the reason for my creation. Why do you think I don't have a limo driving me around? Why do you think I'm not on all the major media all over the world? I've proven this. Scientists, geneticists, the FBI, Homeland Security, all of them, they all know about me. They know what I can do. And I can manipulate DNA. This never happened. That's why this one scientist and these other geneticists, they're like, holy shit. What the hell is this freak? I'm your oldest brother. I'm from the very beginning. We all came from the original first being. And I'm a powerhouse because I was made the strongest thing. And then as I got beaten up way too hard too many times, I became so strong I kept evolving. So in this life I've evolved now 7 times just since being in this body, because it's so tough to be in a body being me anyway. I was under constant attack. Book 2, creation, its evolution, evolving into paradise. I believe that's its name. I wrote those books for you. I don't have a strong attachment to it. I don't even get the money for it. It goes to the spiritual foundation. And of course, it's not a lot of money with books. Everything's going to change. 8 to 10 months after I'm gone, the ETs will be here. They're already here. They're solid and permanent, but they're going to be out in the open. And you'll find out about my buddy. My brother. Alan, Alex, whatever you want to call him. I had to change it to Alan because I have another brother named Alexis Hart. I consider everyone family. And don't ever tell me what to do, but if you need help, I'll do everything I can to help you. But right now, I'm dying. This body's dying, not me. You can't kill me. Nothing can. So anyway, that's how original first beings are created, where they came from. Now there's one other thing I'm going to tell you about that's in book 1, and it might be mentioned in my other books, and you'll never know about it unless I told you, or you found out from me, whatever. I guess that's the same thing. There is a group of beings that are very high frequency, pure energy, solid matter. No, it gets near them and they just back off. So as the original first being was being created, it wasn't finished when more of the heavy particulate matter came in, and this stuff just came right out of it. So they're part of our family, but they left the creation of the original first being a little bit before it finished. Maybe 4/5 of the way through its development. And I call them energons because they're pure energy. Kate Fletcher, she had them running around the house, that and the Fae all over the place when she was being attacked by the original first being female and Lydia. I'll explain Lydia in another video. Everywhere she moved, the pipes would be bursting and everything. It's insane. The more heart you have, the more your life has been made to be painful, so that you wouldn't be releasing your heart energy, making things nicer. Because the original ones the original first being halves wanted everyone to be, abused, punished, beat them up, so that when they come out of the body, instead of just growing like this, they come out of the body and grow like that. And then when it's time to put them all together, it was time to put the spirit mate together, put them in their own little universe. When they release a third of their energy, instead of a million, it might be 1 billion little pieces of themselves that they release. And that's more than that, but just for an idea of what we're talking about, for a generic viewpoint. And that's why they did it. You've never meant anything to them. You were like how did they feel about you when they created you? You're like the callus coming off their skin, just whatever. We use them for whatever we feel we need to use them for. It doesn't matter. Sweet, huh? Anyway, I've been talking long enough right now, and I got stuff to do, and half of you must be falling asleep. But that's a good start to try to understand who you are. All the information, much more information than what I'm giving you, is in the Creation series by J. Essex, or J. Ara Essex. Probably just use J. Essex for Amazon. And just look up J. Essex Creation in books. There's another author, J. Essex or something. It doesn't matter. J. Essex Creation, that'll get you there. There's 4 books published there. The 3 creation books, and then a rune book. This is creation. Its beginning and your origin. On the back, it's got some goofy guy in overalls. That's down at the river. And then there's Jar's Runes of Awakening. We had to, publish these things ourselves to create space. Which was part of Amazon.com. Creation, Its Journey Evolving into Paradise. Okay, that's the second book. Now the third book, I'm going to bring one up here so I have it. It's orange. And there's more information in that than there is in any metaphysical information in that than there is anywhere. Here's the other one. Oh yeah. Need to turn him to the side just a little bit. Creation, Its History, Explosive Evolution, and ET Arrivals on Earth. Now, there is one thing I want to tell you about some of the stuff I put in here. The basic time frame that I gave, excuse me, was for years ago, because I was not supposed to still be here. I was supposed to leave here. Initially, it was supposed to be middle of September 18th, 19th, right around there of 2016. And then after getting rid of the original first beings, and in 2010, everyone's life started changing. Your life path. And a lot of you actually felt it and asked me about it, And I said, well, there's a lot of fighting going on, and they don't have the time to orchestrate everything anymore. And so there's not... so people's lives are kind of being changed. And they said, oh, you just make it about you because you say you're doing the fighting and everything. It's not about me, but I'm the one that's actually doing the fighting. If one person is fighting another person, that person is fighting the other person. No matter how you want to look at it, there's no glory in it. It's just happening. Damn it, everything I do is for other people, and I just, it's frustrating being stuck here to where I can't go ahead and finish everything I've done so that you can finally have what you deserve. wonderful, easygoing lives where you develop, your frequencies aren't beaten up and abused. You don't build up abuse frequencies. We'll talk about that another time too. It's something that you create. It's something that's created inside you that goes in between your personal frequencies. It's not like a cancer of your normal frequencies. It's something that weaves in between that's created, and it's chaotic. It's like a cancerous frequency, but it's not cancer because it doesn't kill you, but it makes you sick. Anyway, so I want you to have the information. As sick as I am, I'm the hardest thing to kill or to die. I was lucky in my last life as Gandhi. I had 2 people shoot me to death. I was lucky. So, folks, look, love you. Take care. And I'm just going to load you up with information. Whatever you want to do with it or not do with it, it's up to you. Okay? That's the best way I can do anything to take care of you right now, other than cranking you up. That's all I can do. Just give you personal input. But you're going to find out, the more you listen to what I say and the more you think on it, just relax and let your body, digest it in between the heart and the hypothalamus, you're going to start finding out that it actually makes a lot of sense. I've never heard that before. It's got to be a bunch of crap. I don't know. About a year ago I thought so, but for some reason it fits together. The triangular pegs go in a triangular hole, the square pegs go in a square hole. It makes sense. That's the scary part. Well, how come no one else has ever talked about it? Because I'm the biggest, baddest motherfucker in the valley. That's why. I'm the only thing that could ever come into a body and tell you without being beaten into submission. I don't submit. Right now, it's hard to look in these eyes and see the love and compassion that I am. But it's my love and compassion for everything that turned me into the protector that I am. That and all my damn fortitude. Nothing can stop me. Nothing. Nothing can. Nothing ever could. And what I do is the best I can to take care of you. And I'll never be in a body again. Of course, no one will. But I already knew I'd never be in a body again, because my job is being out of body, doing everything I can for all of you. That's what matters to me. Your welfare, your being, your happiness, and your protection. So Jay said he killed God, and he's this incredible, omnipotent being. You need to understand, all of us are beings like a battery locked up in a physical body, like a car, driving around with a steering wheel that we turn it and doesn't go where we want because we're not in control. And yes, I am the alpha, and I'm your oldest brother, and I care about you. I'm not worried about me. So you could have a king and queen run a kingdom as long as everything they did was for everyone else. So I don't want anything but the best life you can have and your happiness. And Lily's the same way, even more. So, anyway. That's that. Folks, love you. Take care and have a good one.